Good morning. I'm trying to get out on the water before this rain hits. We've got a big storm moving in, so just wanted to wake up real early on a Saturday morning and see what I can do. So let's hope. I'm going to throw the Nico wacky rig on a airtail grande bass lure. I'll show you guys later. All right, looks like the Nico is working. Decent fish right now. Let's see if I can get him in for you guys. That Nico worked, and the airtail performs. Nice fat bass. You can see their bellies. It's a decent fish. Anyways, going back into the water. Let's see what happens. Got a few more I'm hoping for. Nice fish. Yeah, that's a fat bass right there. Nice fat bass. There it is. That's it. Come on, baby, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Fish, come on. All right, let me get it in. That is a beast on that grande, and that is that Nico style rig that I did on that weedless wacky hook. That is a pig. That is a pig. So anyways, we'll see if we can turn it loose. Again, that's a monster. That's a, I don't even know how to explain it. So give you an idea of how big it is. Oh, man, right here's against my leg. Anyways, we gotta turn that puppy loose. Yesterday was a great day, and I wanted to show you guys what I used, show you how I quickly rigged it up. It's similar to the way that I do the Syncos, and I've done a video on it before as far as doing a wacky rig with it. But anyways, let's just go ahead and walk through it real quick and give you guys an idea. Because I want you to see how this worm works. This worm is amazing. I got a friend that turned me on to them. It's SpotOn.Fishing worms. They're called airtails. They have a little bulbous tail, and in that tail there is air. You can squeeze it, and you might be able to hear it. I don't know if you can, but the tail is filled with air, and you have the option of, which I have not done yet, but I've got some. You can put these on there. These are the little rattles. So you can take out a single little glass rattle, like so, and you can put that. There's a little tiny hole in the top of the tail. You could twist that, push it into it, and it would have a little rattle. I have not done that yet, but I plan to, and I think it'd work really well in certain conditions. But all right, so wacky rig again. Take the worm, place it over it. The wacky rig tool, the O-ring tool, and you take and slide one of the O-rings over it to the fat part of the worm. Now these are skinnier, so you may be able to find some of the smaller rings. There are small rings out there. These right here were small enough to fit on this, as you can see. And what I do now is I slide, for this particular lure, I slide it up, and I slide it up a little bit higher. And the reason I slide it higher up onto the worm is, you'll see in a second, is that when you put this, I put a weedless Gamakatsu wacky rig hook. It's a finesse hook. Tie that off. That's how it looks whenever it's weedless. Anyways, you slide it through underneath there, and I did not bring it over here, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. Put it on. It's rigged, ready to go. Line is tied to that. Now, typically this is what your wacky rigs look like. About like this, except in the middle, and they hang down like that. And this right here is the Nico. Those Nico weights. You can use screws and different size screws and clip them off and put them on there. They twist, they screw literally right into the head. So you screw it in there. I think mine, if I remember correctly, I want to say they were 16th ounce or something like that. I can't remember anyways. So when it goes into the water, this will fall just like that. And just let me see if I can tilt this down some for you to where we can see this. Right, here's your water. Drop it in, and you'll see how that tail, if I can get it away from the glass, you can actually see, put it over to the side. You can see how that tail sits up high. It'll give you an idea. I can drop it down. That Nico hits the bottom just like so. When it hits the bottom, this weight is a little bit longer, so it'll lay down a little bit because of the heavy weight that goes up into the worm. If you had a shorter, you can clip off some and you can put it right at the nose. It wouldn't do that. But so when it falls, let's see if I can get it to fall the right way so you guys can see. As it falls, it'll fall a little bit down, like I said, as you can see right here. That's where that weight is inside of the head, and it's a little bit longer, so the length of that weight is causing it to lay down. But look at the tail. The tail is up. That tail, every time you yank this thing, that tail bounces and wiggles and is amazing. Right here, I'll see if I can do it. So you can see the action of that tail, and I love it because it sits up and it'll sit out of the grass, and that's what it does every time. I mean, that right there is what I've wanted them to do all along with any of the trick worms that I've used or finesse worms. That tail usually ends up falling flat to the bottom, but as you can see, and that's what I did. You can just sit it out there and you can just bounce it along. Sometimes I'll hop it and let it bounce like this, and that tail, like I said, it just rides right back up every time. So, and let me see if I can lift this up, show you one more time. Take it, drop it in. That tail sits up, and like I said, as that thing's worked, I'm telling you, it is amazing. I've caught a lot of fish on it, but those were all the fish that I caught in this video. I caught them on this in the same exact way, throwing it out there, letting it fall. And whenever you have that hook on there, where you have it, I have it, like I said, right about there. When you're pulling it, it stays up high the whole time. So when you're pulling it across the bottom and you jerk it up and you drop it, every time it drops, it's just dropping straight up and down like that, and then it starts to lean a little bit, and you pull it, and it leans just like that. So you're pulling it along, and see how high that tail sits up. Anyways, hope you guys get a good picture of that. You get a good understanding of it. This is an amazing lure. I love it, and glad a friend let me borrow some one day, and now I've got several bags of them and had a blast with it. So hope you guys like that. Let's see what color this was that I used today. I don't have it on here, but I am colorblind, and I'm going to guess these were the green pumpkin that I used today. If anybody is not colorblind and you can see that, please let me know. I know it's not the watermelon red flake because there's no red flake in it. But anyways, me and my colorblind self, I'll need help on some of the lures every once in a while, and I hope you guys can help me explain it. SpotOn.Fishing.